And then
Yeah.
I'm able to, sit down and make sure that they have the trust and everything so that they can, come into my fold. No, thank you. Thank you so much. What other things come to your mind which can really help to
Yep.
have new people get started using virtual assistants? I know I talk a lot on
Yeah.
my show a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, you look at everything you got, like you said, marketing, right? Marketing and branding. You always need to be throwing stuff out. I mean, you do a great job online with your presence, right? So I recommend if you're newer, you
Yeah.
could do a podcast, like go on your podcast. You
Mhm.
could go on other people's podcasts, or you take your camera and walk through a property, and then get a
Yes.
video on. You could send it over to
Mm-hmm.
your virtual assistant, and they could
Mm-hmm.
post for you, right? They could put
Mm-hmm.
all subtitles in. They could post on all these different sites, whether it's Instagram Reels, whether it's, Facebook. I know TikTok is still around, and all these other
Yes.
sites, right? So
Yep.
I think
Yep. Yep.
that is very, very important, especially for new individuals, because their face has to be out there all the time, because it takes a little time to get the ball rolling. And I always say this, and you said this in one of your last podcasts. Real estate's a long game. It's not a
It
get rich quick
is.
anything, right?
No.
So I think
Yep.
that's important when you look at those tasks that a VA will do for you.
So true, so true. And I would definitely like to people who are watching us or listening to us. The biggest thing is virtual assistant, it's an investment. See,
Hmm.
you never look at it as an expense. It's an investment because it's going to buy back time. It's going to buy back, time with the family. It's going to buy back, that you are spending time with the clients and so forth. And the most important part of the day's work is when you are 80-20 principle, 20% of the time getting 80% of the result. But if we
Hmm.
don't figure out what those activities are, and if the virtual assistants can bring the leads and dial in and people are waiting and everything, then we can be much more productive. So I always say that if people think I can't afford a virtual assistant,
Hmm.
I say you can't afford not to have one.
Correct. I agree.
That's the key, that's the
Yep.
key. It's not too
Well,
expensive either, Yeah, yeah.
and I want to, yeah, I'll add to that too, because you look at all of our virtual assistants, they all have 4-year college degrees. And I made a comment prior to that. I
Hmm.
live in Connecticut, you live in California, and our minimum wage as of today is, I think,
15.
69. So $15.69. And that continued to go up. So
Yeah,
I always interview individuals here for my real estate company. So for
yeah.
in-house positions, and it's very, very difficult to get anybody who wants less than $25 an hour. So
So
here's what I would recommend. I would recommend looking at your budget. And for me, when I got started, I door knocked and I cold called. So that's what I
yeah,
did. And I was burnt out after a year.
yeah.
So those things, you're running on adrenaline when you begin. And then finally, when you get too tired, you have to realize, hey, I need help. And a very affordable help, rather than hiring someone full time, is working with a virtual assistant.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for taking the time to really be with me. I really appreciate that. And how can people reach you and your services? Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. You'd reach out to me. You could go direct or check out our email, which is revaglobal.com, www.revaglobal.com. You can
Mm.
email me direct if you want, which is bob@revaglobal.com. And then we're obviously on all the social media sites as well.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Bob, for sharing, this time with me and audience. And hey, guys, remember, if you like this episode, please share, comment, give it 5-star reviews and everything so that we can bring great guests to you. So have a great one. Bob, thank you for coming and
Thank
really
you, Vinney.
spending time with me. Thank you, brother. Talk to you
Appreciate it.
soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.